boy, Susan's quit the old YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a wild day indeed. The end has finally arrived. Susan, who's been running YouTube for 9 years at this point, finally decided to step down. Now, for those of you who don't know, Susan Wojcicki, who's basically been at Google since like the very beginning, back when they were "don't be evil, boys and girls," to the big multinational super tech conglomerate that they are these days. Now, ladies and gentlemen, YouTube has been a wild platform, and I know that we've all been negative from time to time. You know, we've went through numerous apocalypses together. We went through Elsa Gates, I'm saying Gates, pluralizing that. We've been through lawsuits together with Viacom hitting YouTube hard. We've been through so many times and tribulations that it's honestly hard to count how many issues YouTube has went through. But generally, it's been a pretty stable platform that has provided a lot in terms of giving people careers, giving people stability, and also allowing users to express themselves. Look, I can talk about video game emulation, computer hacks, playing dumb Sonic EXE games from time to time, and sharing that with the community. And without YouTube, there really wouldn't be another option out there. It's not like I'm going to jump onto Dailymotion. It's not like I'm going to jump onto any other video sharing website because, frankly, YouTube kind of has a vice grip on that market. And I know some people are like, but Buddha, what about Facebook gaming? Yeah, I would rather get spayed and neutered before I tried doing that. But hey, let's get down to the fun stuff. Now, Susan Wojcicki, who's stepped down, actually, as of today, replaced herself with Neil Mohan, who's basically the new YouTube CEO, who's been at her side pretty much since the beginning anyway, so it's not like a lot of things have changed. Now, I've seen some stuff pop around on the internet, like, is this good or bad? Ooh, is YouTube going to go down? Ooh, maybe this is really good. And to be honest, the grim reality is that nothing really changes, especially for a company as large as YouTube. Obviously, they want to just stay afloat. This is really just Susan Wojcicki finally stepping back and wanting to do what she wants to, because you can't lead a company forever, okay? At some point, you're going to get too old. At some point, you're not going to have the same grasp on cutting-edge technologies that you once did. Now, to be real, Susan, for all the problems that she might have caused on the platform, she's definitely done a lot of good. There's definitely been better delivery of video. There's definitely been a better push of live streaming content on the platform. Where it used to be Twitch TV was the only place you could go to live stream, now YouTube has created a pretty strong competitor. It's not perfect, it's not all the way there, but it exists, and it's another option for people that don't want to be on Twitch, okay? Or people that may have been removed from Twitch and finally have found some success over on YouTube. Now, of course, you've also got YouTube Shorts, which is the only actual real competitor to TikTok. And don't get me started, but Muda, what about Instagram Reels? Yeah, it's popular, sure, amongst the embryonic, age group. Whatever, it's cool. YouTube Shorts is here. I may not be a user of it, but I can appreciate it. My videos are usually like 15, 20 minutes long. I don't really do Shorts content, but I'm glad that it exists for people who are out there who want to boost themselves through the algorithm, and YouTube has launched it alongside YouTube TV and various other projects. Without a doubt, YouTube is one of the biggest media juggernauts in the game, in the entire world. And it's one of those things where, like, if you want to watch specific content for anything, if you want to watch people have, like, discussions over vacuum cleaners, there's probably a YouTube channel out there specifically for vacuum cleaning reviews, vacuum cleaner discussions, okay? Hell, YouTube is so big, there's probably beef between vacuum cleaning channels at this point, all right? That's how wild and wacky it is. Now, of course, for all of YouTube's gains, there's also been a lot of problems. There's been, a lot of videos that have been uploaded to YouTube that has caused a lot of pandemonium, a lot of adpocalypses. And it really required that YouTube have a pretty heavy hand in moderation. And I think Susan Wojcicki, for all of her faults, typically tried the best that she could in making sure that YouTube was, in fact, a fair and balanced platform. That's as far as I can really say. Now, of course, with this new CEO coming in, honestly, I'm making this video really just to talk about what really can change for the better on YouTube, because I have some ideas. Now, I know some would be like, why not put a YouTuber in charge of YouTube? That should never happen. YouTubers are not qualified to wipe their own asshole. But let's get down to business over here. One of the things that I've generally had an issue with YouTube on, and this typically was a big problem going into the last year of, like, when we used to do deep web browsings every Sunday, Typically, the issue with that was YouTube was not a great place to upload mature content on. And by mature, I mean things that weren't intended for, like, 0 to dead, all right, ages. YouTube has YouTube Kids, and it's always baffled me how, like, YouTube has never pushed that for children and left mainstream YouTube, like main accessible YouTube, for audiences above the age of 7 on average, which is a large majority of viewers, no less. It's gotten to the point where recently, when it comes to YouTube's demonetization practices, people who lightly curse, people who play a video game with some blood showing, can possibly have their videos completely demonetized. And it's really wild because when you look at the internet and you look at various other streaming platforms and services, a lot of them do allow you to have mature content, and they're not only subsidizing themselves through subscriptions. A lot of them also gain advertisers too. It's weird to me that YouTube is so scared of any form of mature content that they pretty much demonetize any YouTuber wanting to touch anything hard. Going back to the deep web example, literally just titling my video deep web, honestly, literally titling my video North Korea or anything that would appeal to mature audiences immediately demonetizes a video. And of course, demonetization isn't even the worst part. It's not about getting your video demonetized. It's not about, like, making money. You don't really make a crap ton of money off YouTube ads anyways, as comparison to other avenues of success. Really what it does is it kills your video in a search algorithm. Like, you can literally identify when the video is taken directly out of the search pool. The moment it gets demonetized, the moment it gets age restricted, the amount of views that the video naturally gains dies off. And so it doesn't really get spread. So it makes a lot of the point of making the video, which is ultimately for it to be viewed by a lot of people, meaningless. That's one of the big concerns. And honestly, nothing burns me harder than when YouTubers aren't allowed to talk about sensitive subjects, or not even sensitive subjects. North Korea shouldn't be a sensitive subject. But, sites like Vice, channels like Vice, big mainstream services are given like a blanket pass. If you ever Google any popular conspiracy theory or any popular, like, mature subject, you'll probably find like news organizations or like legacy media organizations at #1. It's like they get preferential treatment when YouTubers do not. I feel like for YouTube to really advance, and for the new CEO who has had an history with, like, YouTube's, like, advertising departments, should absolutely find a way to throw YouTube's weight around and make it so that YouTubers who want to make just even, like, content that's intended for ages above 12, for crying out loud, 13, people who want to make some mature content, maybe darker content, are finally allowed to have some form of leeway and some, like, extra, I guess you could say, really just leeway to make that kind of content in the first place. And that's really the only question that I have to ask them. The only other thing that I feel like YouTube can do better than it is right now is making live content just easier to access. I don't know why it hasn't been the case that YouTube doesn't just allow you to click a live tap at the very top of the page and switch to, like, a Twitch-like interface and watch your favorite channels going live. One of the biggest problems that I've always found with YouTube is, like, I want to stream every day, but I also don't want to flood people's feeds with just, like, my videos, like my daily content, and then, like, live stream content. It's one of those things I feel like YouTube could fix, YouTube could look at going forward, and that's about the only thing that I feel that they could really change to make the platform better. And ultimately, Susan, goodbye. I hope you have a great one going forward. I'm pretty sure it's just a retirement play at this point. And do I feel like YouTube is going to dramatically change going forward? Probably not. YouTube has proven itself to be one of the most stable video platforms, and I don't think that's going to change. The leadership change is not as dramatic as you would expect. This isn't like Elon Musk walking into Twitter with a sink and then telling people to change algorithms just because his feelings got hurt. This is literally just a change of the guard, and that's pretty much what it comes down to. Honestly, it's an end of an era, but the beginning of a whole new one. And for that, I'm real proud of what YouTube has done. And honestly, I hope good things going forward. I only really have two big concerns, two big changes I feel YouTube can do, and I feel like I've adequately, like, expressed them in this video. But yeah, this is me, Mutahar, and if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike if you dislike it. I am out.